right, let's get it going, family. Get it going. Let's get it going. All right. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Just getting some things done. Man, oh man, it's been a minute since I've been live. It's been a minute. All right, family. How goes it? How goes it? How goes it? It's been a minute since I've been live since on my Facebook slash YouTube channel. So it's like trying to still get back in the swing of things. My Texas people, I will be out there in a couple of weeks. So show me love, show me love, show me love. You know, it feels good to be traveling a lot again. I will say that with all sincerity. So don't miss any aspect of that part of 2020 where we was living like cave people from basically March 2020 to um what was it, July 2020. So living like cave people, so I'm definitely not missing that. Definitely feels great to be out and about again. So if you're loving being somewhat back to normal again, let me know in the chat room, because that's what it's all about. All right, so I'm not going to be on too long tonight because it's been a nice long day and I got things to do tomorrow. So definitely rest in peace to Ronald Allen, childhood friend of mine, known since elementary school. Grew up in the same neighborhood in Woodbridge, Virginia, Northern Virginia, 40 minutes south of Washington, D.C. Ronald Allen was a great guy. We had our spats as children, but that's what it is. Last time I saw him was about 10 or 11 years ago, and I never thought I would be saying rest in peace to him right now, but I'm saying rest in peace to him right now. So don't know what he died from, and at this point, it doesn't matter. All I have to say is, my condolences to his family, my much love and respect, and I know his legacy will live on through his children and go from there. But definitely want to say rest in peace to Ronald Allen and my condolences to his family. Definitely wanted to put that out there. All right, so we're talking about self-employed people are actually 4 times wealthier than workers. And this is actually according to Business Insider, so definitely check this article out. This came out back in August or November now, but it's actually interesting because self-employed Americans work harder than your average working American, because they have customers that they have to attend to. They have to look for certain work depending on what they're doing on a regular basis. But with greater risks, and they take a much more risk than an employee takes. But with greater risk comes greater reward. You know what I mean? So that's just how it is. Article states, if you want to be wealthier, becoming your own boss may pay off. And most people have known this for a long time. It's definitely not a big secret. It's just how it's come to fruition now. We're living in the days where institutions they're not crumbling, but their their statement and purpose is kind of crumbling in people's minds. People are like, look, you can say this, but if I'm going out in the real world and actually seeing that people that are hustling outside of the regular 9 to 5 are not only making more money, but they're actually getting more tax write-offs, and they're actually when they get to a certain point regarding the industry that they're part of, they can work less and actually have more mobility to where they can live at. A lot of people have signed up for that lifestyle. We know the pandemic has definitely helped cause the Great Resignation. Not the Great Recession, but the Great Resignation, because people are quitting their jobs at a very, very big rate, either because they're still living off of free money from unemployment, or they've been making money on their businesses, side hustles. And a lot of people, of course, you have the great big cryptos, um, basically blow up right now happening. And a lot of people are becoming millionaires off of just investing certain amounts of money in different various amounts of cryptocurrencies. All right. But back to the story at hand. A new release from Small Business Administration, SBA office, which is a federal agency, advocacy finds that self-employed people are on average wealthier than their self-employed peers. Specifically, the median net worth for self-employed families was $380,000 in 2019, family. So let me hear, you want to hear that again? The actual median net worth of for self-employed families was $380,000. For the families of workers, it was $90,000. So simple math: $380,000 versus $90,000. You do the math, you make your own conclusions, you go from there. But me, 380 sounds pretty good. And that's why they say some of the richest people are the ones that actually not only employ their families, but the ones that actually teach their family members the game so that they can come up and so that they can open up bigger businesses. You see that all the time with people from immigrant backgrounds, whether it's a 7-Eleven, a gas station, whether it's a hotel, whether it's a restaurant, and whether it's a dry cleaners, whether it's landscaping, whether it's, construction, cleaning companies. I could keep going. The list goes on and on. It's not just, a small box. All right. But the article states, of course, there's an important corollary to that peer that the SBA states. It is not clear if the self-employed choose self-employment because they started with greater wealthier, or if they created it, or both. The release says. I think most people want to not only make more money, but more people want to have access to capital and learn how the world really works from a business perspective. One, and then two, they want to be able to leave more of a legacy from an economic standpoint, and not just great memories and being a great parent. Because my mindset is, you have kids, you're supposed to be a great parent. But anyways, the article states that the number is skewed by some self-employed families who are earning a whole lot more, including those outlying wealthier families. The average wealth for self-employed families would be $2.7 million. Also, since these groups gain wealth than faster, they are the reason average wealth keeps going up. And the beautiful thing is that wealth is transitioning through the family, not just through one or two people. Like I said, the days far gone are the days of when you go to the cookout and when you go to the family reunion, you're bragging about yourself. No, we need to be bragging. The family should be like if your last name is Jackson, the Jackson should be saying, "Hey, this Jackson and that Jackson, hey, they making money moves," or the Smiths, or the Rodriguezes or the Hernandezes or whatever have you. Hey, we're kicking butts in this specific area as a family. We're not competing against each other. We're competing with each other. So, but anyways, what do I know? Anyways, the article states that there's also an issue of who exactly gets a benefit from profitable self-employment. The SBA finds that the higher net worth families are more likely to have business equity, and it makes up a larger share of non-financial assets for white families than their Black and Hispanic peers. White families have been increasing their business equity shares steadily over the last 2 decades, but according to the SBA, those shares fluctuate with the business cycle for Black and Hispanic families. The wealth that self-employed people accumulate stands in contrast to 5 decades of declining wages for workers. Let me read that one again. The wealth that self-employed people accumulate stands in contrast to 5 decades of declining wages for workers. Um, and that's interesting. And the representative, I'm not even going to mention the representative names, basically called out, says it used to take American families 23 years to double their income. Now it takes about 100. And that's true. And that's why, before I go forward, that's why American families need to think outside of the I'm going to have a job box. Not everybody's going to be able to be self-employed. We know this. No economy works that way. But I will say with all sincerity is that everyone has the opportunity to do invest their money. Not only just save their money, but invest their money and figure out ways to, study different various amounts of ways to make sure their money is working for them while they sleep. That's the main thing that Americans can do. And I not only employ people to do that, but I commend the people that have been doing that, especially during the pandemic. People knowing more about stocks and cryptocurrency and insurance and how to utilize and being able to create a business. These are the things that matter, even if you are working for somebody. Everyone needs to have that mindset, period, regardless of who you work for. If you don't work, everybody has the opportunity to be an investor on one way or the other, whether it's with $5 or $5,000. But that's just my personal opinion. All right, the article states business ownership can help build wealth for people of color, but the racial wealth gap persists. And that's the beautiful thing. The people that are taking action, like the conference I went to last, it was a Build Wealth conference that I went to 2 weeks ago in Wilmington, Delaware, with most of the folks were from Philadelphia and Baltimore, Maryland. Everybody there was on some economics. We were there to listen to people talking about real estate, getting access to capital through private money lenders. Um, what is it? Home inspectors, construction workers. I mean, people who own construction companies, people who own cleaning companies, people who are into the crypto space, people that are in the stock space. All aspects of entrepreneurship was in that room, and I was in paradise. I was like a kid in a candy store, and that's what more and more people are doing. The smart people are the ones that are getting involved in all aspects of investments because they know that their job is not going to cut it. They know that a job stands for just over broke if you don't know how to make money while you sleep. That's the world we live in now. That's the world we've been living in for a couple of decades now. But no, it's being kicked down. It's being knocked down and pounded very hard on the internet because people know what it is. Pensions don't exist anymore. You have to think outside the box. It's not just me talking. Talk to any financial professional and economist. They're going to tell you the same thing. Article says that the data from the SBA, Small Business Administration, makes clear the value or potential value of business ownership and economic mobility can help systemically marginalized workers of color build their own wealth, a key way to help bridge the racial wealth gap. Um, the UNC Charlotte Urban Institute notes that Blacks and Latinx business owners have been found to have networks 10 times greater than their non business owning peers, suggesting that business ownership is one powerful way for Americans of color to build their networks. And that's not a big secret. Business ownership has always been a great way for people to build their net worths of wealth and whatnot. I mean, heck, in the beginning, if you think about credit, and I learned this at the seminar, it's very normal for working people to have a credit card, but when credit cards actually first came out, credit cards were only issued to business owners because they had to show to the bank, hey, I'm making this amount of money, but I need access to more credit so that I can grow my business. Working people didn't have credit cards back then. Okay, so and it's just like decades ago. So this is the thing. It's like being able to grow your wealth, you have to be able to utilize other people's money, and two, be strategic about any aspect, whether you own a business, whether you own stocks and crypto, whether you own real estate, etc. Everything we've always been in a place where you have to play chess, but the school system teaches us to play checkers from an economic standpoint. Anyways, it's the last of the article. Um, in the community, the UNC reports examines that Mecklenburg County in North Carolina, white-owned businesses were more likely to employ paid workers. More workers equals more success in sales, according to the report, giving these businesses a chance to accrue higher value. The J.P. Morgan Chase Institute finds that white small business owners held 2.5 times more liquid wealth than black small business owners. At the end of 2020 alone, white households had a total net worth of over 20 times that of black households, according to the Federal Reserve Distributable Financial Accounts. In 2020, white Americans increased their total household wealth by $9.58 trillion. Black Americans five added $520 billion. Um, and in 2019, the median net worth for a white family was $188,000. For blacks, it was $24,000. And this is a serious problem. And this is why I say make money moves or live broke like a fool. Because it's not just about earning potential. Okay. Like retirement is just not about your age, it's about income. All right. And it's not just about income, it's about what is your money doing for you. Because if your money's just sitting in a bank account losing value and being spent, then you're hustling backwards like it's 1975. I can't put it any other way. Article ends on this note, but as insiders Jennifer Orte Calles, uh, Dawkins and Dominic Madori Davis report, broader policy changes like awarding government contracts to black owned businesses and reliable, affordable broadband can help with equity and bolster those businesses. I couldn't agree with that statement more. But at the end of the day, um, my I'm not giving out financial advice, but if I knew what I knew now 10 years ago, what I would have done Not saying you need to do this, but what I would have done as far as owning a business, I would have put more money into my individual retirement account. I would have opened up a qualified retirement account for my business and added more money to that. And I would have got a whole life insurance policy so I can get access to capital for that. And I would have had up to 5 to 10 business credit cards so I can have more access to capital because these things are legal to do. These things, with 10 years of effort, my life would be 10 times different or whatnot. And if most business owners, especially African American community, would have known this and for just these little tidbits of information, I think their trajectory of their business could have changed more. Especially the businesses would probably grow more, or they wouldn't have died so quickly because there would have been access to capital. So at the end of the day, that's what that's what matters. Not even just for business owners but working people. How much access to capital do you have in case something happens? Got to have the only you can answer that question. I can't answer that question, but that's the main thing because that's how not having access to capital is the reason why businesses die. Not having access to capital is the reason why dreams die. I'll say that with sincerity. All right. Now I'm going to go over the 12 best reasons for being self-employed is better than being an employee. One, you're your own boss. Two, earn you more money. Three, you spend less. Four, you enjoy variety, and a lot of people like that nowadays, especially the idea of working in a regular office on a regular basis. Most people are not with that program anymore. Five, no co-worker drama. Lord have mercy, that's a beautiful thing because a lot of jobs, that's what you get constantly. It's like you don't evolve past high school. You're dealing with a lot of people. I used to call a place I used to work at called the Crybaby Network because I was dealing with adults from all ages and backgrounds whining and crying about something. Number six, a sick day, a okay. If you have the money and you don't, and if it's not going to affect your bottom line, you can take a sick day or two, um, and not have to ask permission. Your work area is truly yours. That's number seven. Number eight, new equipment when you want it or slash need it because you're the one that's providing the budget. Number nine, no uniforms. No dress code. You set your own dress code. Number 10, you set your own schedule. Number 11, you're more valued. This is true. And number 12, you choose your own customers. That's another thing too, because a lot of times a lot of businesses will refuse the right to service certain customers if they just are belligerent or irate and whatnot, or they're horrible towards them. It's like, a lot of times I've seen people, especially general contractors, like they'll get the job done, but after that, it's like, all right, never again. They'll come up with some excuse like, yeah, we're not busy, we're not able to fit you on our schedule, so maybe you want to talk to XYZ and whatnot. And I get it. It's like everybody has, and then a lot of other people, they love having a job because they love the safety and whatnot. But at the end of the day, unless you're CEO of the company, having a job is not going to get you where you want to get to in this life economically in today's world and in tomorrow's world, unless you have backup plans economically. That's just what it is. You will be in the just over broke category to the day you die. And, um, in my personal opinion, a lot of people are still holding on because of all the money that was sent out with the packages from the Trump administration and the Biden administrations with all the stimulus checks and things of that nature. So, and I just hope that those parents, especially the people that got the child tax credit, that it's the two smart things: save the money, invest the money. If you don't know how to invest, consult a financial professional because at the end of the day, you want to be able to put yourself in a better situation to tomorrow and not be looking the same like you were back in 2020. That's just my personal opinion. We're going into 2022. It's time to think outside of the box. No one has an excuse anymore. Only excuse they have now is laziness. And I'm just going to leave it at that. All right, family. So I've gone over those 12 reasons. I've gone over the math of how the network of most self-employed people is much, much higher compared to others, working people and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, you got to make the decision if it's what's right for you and what's right for your family. Because, I'm gonna beating the horn on this one. I'm going to say in the next 10 years, the job market, the people that are in college today that are not thinking about investing and owning businesses, they're going to be suffering. The people that are in the military today, people that are just leaving high school today, they are going to suffer if they're not only implementing the set of an investor, but they're going to be suffering if they're not even connecting with people that have the mindset of an investor, because that's the main thing that I took away from that conference in Philadelphia. I I miss having the connection with people that are like-minded. So that's why I'm taking their crypto course on Saturday, because I want to learn more about cryptocurrency and how to quadruple my money. All right, because it's about making money moves. Because in the next 10 years, I'm trying to be retired and not live like a fool. Okay, because retirement has nothing to do with age, family. It's got everything to do with income. I cannot put it any other way. I cannot stress it any other way. And I'm just going to leave it at that. All right. So, on that note, family, do the great three free things: like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully, you guys have a great day. Don't forget to check out the online store. And if you are a crypto investor like myself, don't forget to check out the Ghost Dana Partners. I'm a part of that great group. And, it's nothing but love at the end of the day. It's great to be live and back at it again. And it's just time to get back to work, family. That's my mindset right now. Get back to work. All right, get back to getting things done and not letting any nonsense or drama get in my way. All right, Texas, see y'all in a couple of weeks. Arizona, see y'all next month. It's going to be some good times. It's going to be a lot of connecting with a lot of great people. So I'm looking forward to it. All right. So as I always say, family, make money moves or you're going to live, bro, like a fool. All right. Take care.